Welcome back to Nashville. As one of the inaugural DJs to play Night We Met, what were you expecting when you played Nashville the last time?
Last time I heard the club was really new, so I was really excited to be part of a DJ who can build a community here. Yeah.
Did you have any expectations for like what the crowd would be like or anything like that? Because we have a history as country music city.
Yeah, I actually went to the neon
Broadway?
Broadway, yeah. So I heard a bunch of live music.
Yeah.
But I didn't heard any like house music. So I was like, what's gonna be like? Yeah.
There's not much house music on Broadway. It's all country music. A lot of the bars just kind of have like specific things they want the DJs to play. So this is definitely the first venue where DJs like play actual house sets.
Nice.
So it's definitely an honor to have you back.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I'm so glad that you enjoyed the first time. What's the dance music scene like in Sapporo, Japan? How does it compare to Austin's scene?
I think Sapporo or like Tokyo is more really niche. Like some people do only like UK garage set and they're completely Japanese.
Okay.
like they do noise live set, which sounds like not like a proper house music, just like a noise. So I feel like there are many like subgenre exist in Japan more than Austin.
Yeah. Everything that I see out of the Asian electronic scene is very high energy. Very, very high energy.
Yeah, club music, EDM.
Yeah. There's even like a boiler room. I can't remember the DJ's name right now, but I believe he's Japanese. That's been going crazy.
He's like half naked.
Yeah.
He played before me in Osaka 2 years ago.
That's a vibe switch going from him into you.
Yeah, he played like a proper house, but I think he changed the style to techno.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. How long have you lived in the States for, and what made you decide to move here?
It's been like about 10 years, and I was just curious what's going on in different countries, because Japan is like surrounded by ocean, and everything comes like 2 or 3 years after. So like I wanna see like what is the new trend or music scene here, and possibly earn money, because DJ fee in Japan is very low. I think Asia is like quite low.
Okay.
So like sometimes people have a stereotype opinion, like, oh, you're a DJ, like it's such a good hobby you have. Like they don't say like, oh, that's a good job or anything. So I decided to move. Yeah.
So you felt like people would take it more seriously as a career for you here? Okay. And what do you think about Austin's dance scene? It's still growing, right?
Yeah, there is a couple nightclub, like Concourse Project was the biggest one. They have like a warehouse show, techno, and
Are you a techno fan?
I love techno.
Okay. Then I definitely see what attracted you to Austin then with the Concourse Project and things like that. How long have you been working in the music industry for? Did you enter the industry as an artist?
I've been making music for 10 years.
Okay.
When I was like 17 or something. But I didn't start with an artist. I just upload my song on SoundCloud randomly, and then one day the guy who owns small music label in Sapporo reached me out and asked to release the EP. So I was like, okay, I'm down. And
that's so cool.
That was a start. Yeah.
So that was so you said you were like 17, right?
Yeah, 17, 18, yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Did you have any jobs prior to working in music? If so, what were they?
I work in finance or 7-Eleven.
Wow.
Ramen shop.
Yeah.
Or, bunch of random job I did, yeah.
What happened that made you feel comfortable to take the jump into artistry?
Like when I was in Japan, I have a time to do tour, and I started earning money more than before, and then I was able to buy flight ticket from my guarantee. So I decided to quit. Yeah.
Amazing. To me, when I listen to your music, it feels very blissful and deep, but light. Almost like it's good for breath work and peace of mind. Who or what inspires you sonically?
So I'm really big fan of Skrillex.
Okay.
But my sound are really different.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time when I tried to software to make music, I was originally trying to copy what Skrillex made, but it ended up ambient somehow. So, yeah, it's a weird story.
That is a weird story, but it's very unique. I love that story about how you tried to make sounds like Skrillex and then ended up like making your own thing.
Yeah.
One artist that I've heard give advice before was LPGOB, and during one of her workshops, she said that if you're ever having creative block, try to remake a sound that you really like, and you probably won't, and you'll end up making something entirely new that's your own. So I feel like you kind of embody that with that story.
Yeah. She also live in Austin.
Yeah, it's definitely a city that's starting to attract more artists to be in. I feel like similar to Nashville, but maybe more so in Austin. But is it like a good hub for you guys travel-wise too? Because it's pretty central.
Yeah, it's everything is like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
I used to live in San Francisco, so
Okay.
when I had a show in New York, it was like 6 hours plus 3 hours time differences. But now it's just like super easy.
And the flight times are like cut in half.
Yeah, cut in half. Or Mexico, super easy. Yeah, Canada, easy. Yeah.
Amazing. What's been your favorite part about releasing your new album, We Are Always Under the Same Sky?
I was grateful for be able to share my feeling to people, because the first album was a little bit like sad themed, because I had a little bit issue with substance abuse and I went to rehab and stuff. But after that, I became slowly like able to make music with happiness, not just sadness. So it was like a big, like a bright moment, and yeah, I'm just so happy to like show that to people.
Yeah.
And seems like they enjoyed it. So
I loved it. I was listening to the album yesterday in full. Every time I talk to somebody, I definitely earlier on do diligence, but especially after my birthday on Thursday, I was like, I need something peaceful to clear my mind with. And I was listening to the album all day long. So it's an amazing album.
Oh, thank you so much.
I even showed it to my grandma, who doesn't fully understand dance music, and she was like, this girl's really good. I'm enjoying listening to this.
That's very sweet.
You're the first one where she's been like, I'm really enjoying listening to this. So I think that it's just a beautiful piece of work. Do you have a song on there that really stands out to you in sharing your feelings, like you were just saying?
The song called Miyanosawa is the subway station I used to take when I was in high school. And 2 years ago, I was gonna visit my friends, and it was at the subway station. So I took the same line, and before getting into the final stop, they always change the lane. So the subway like shaking really hard for like a 5 seconds.
Okay.
And at that moment, I feel the vibration, and then all those like high school memory popping out in my head, and yeah, it really inspired me to make that track.
It's crazy how much like a train station can mean to you.
Yeah.
Like my family is from Denmark, and I don't know if you've been there yet.
No.
It's very well known for having like very clean train stations, like well operated, safe, and there's so many different stations that I've just sat and like thought about life and like you know what I mean? Like you, like that time where you're sitting and waiting for the train is like I don't know, I kind of like it. I don't think you get to experience much of that here where you're just like sitting and enjoying that.
Yeah.
Kind of like the lifestyle, especially in the middle part of the country. Maybe cities like New York and things like that have a metro.
Yeah.
But here you have to have a car, sit in traffic and be like attentive and stressed.
Yeah, Austin too. Like I always take Uber.
Yeah. He bless you. All my friends in Austin and Texas are always saying the drivers here are so crazy.
Yeah, they are really crazy sometimes.
Yeah. What was the meaning behind the album's name? It's a beautiful name.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was like, I'm not a spiritual person or not into religion at all, but I do feel like all those good memories, or especially my dad who passed away like about 30 years ago, I feel like they are all like floating in the sky and they protected me. And also the friends I care about, friends who care about me, they are in different places. Like one is Denver, or one is Japan, or China, or everywhere. But I feel like since we are always like under the same sky, I have a connection for them, like mentally.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I can also kind of relate to that. Every time I feel like I'm having kind of like anxiety, feeling alone, and like there's all these different people that I love in so many different places of the world.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I just look at the moon, I remember we're all seeing the same moon.
Yeah.
And we're all like, we're together. You know what I mean? So I see the vision in a little bit of a different context. And I love that. And I just think it's such a beautiful album name.
Oh, thank you so much.
A beautiful album.
Thank you.
What's your life like when you're not on tour? Do you have any hobbies?
I normally just in bed watching YouTube shorts. But recently I hooked up with Lego.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a Lego bonsai, and me and my friends are like just making it and relax.
I grew up loving Legos, and lately I've been realizing I just spend way too much time on the computer and my phone and stuff like that. And I've been thinking, like, do I need to get Legos again just to get my brain off the computer? Do you feel like there's any like strengths or benefits that come from that outside of just taking your mind off of things, or is that like what you get out of it?
I feel like, yeah, like not digital, super analog, just focus one thing and creating 0 from 100 is like really therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it can almost like enhance creativity too in some ways, because you're given like limitations or like a map, but you can like make all these different things with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of the fun of it as a kid too, you know?
Yeah.
If you could give a younger version of yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would say just believe in yourself and just don't care about what people say about you. Like, DJ is not a job. Like, get a real job, like being a lawyer. Like, it's totally fine because it's my life. And yeah, I know there are a lot of opinion about parents and kids and education and stuff, but since we're born, we didn't, and we cannot choose the way to like who, like, sorry, my English is really
It's
bad.
okay, take your time.
But you know what I mean, like we have no choice to be born. Since that, I think life is just about all ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
not in a selfish way though, but yeah. So I would say just believe in yourself, do whatever you love, and follow the heart.
That's beautiful. I can kind of relate to that as well. I'm relating to a lot of things you're saying. I think that like from what I hear about my friends that grow up with like different Asian family expectations, it can be really pressuring. And I think it's really brave when I see characters step out of the molds that are kind of like created for them.
Mm-hmm.
And in Denmark, there's definitely like a lot of uniform behavior
Yeah.
in a sense of like there's so many ways for you to like go into law or finance, and it's like if you follow these steps, like you will be successful. So they have a lot of like generally successful people, but
Mm-hmm.
my cousins always say that it's like so cool that I get to grow up in America because they're like you get to be just so unique
Mm-hmm.
and like your family understands more than ours if we wanted to
Yeah.
break out of that. Is that something else too that was like appealing about living in the States to you?
Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of freedom more than Japan, and I don't think people here don't judge what they're doing. Like in
Definitely
Japan,
much less.
like in Japan, like oh, such a nice dream to have, like have fun, like have as a hobby. But here, when I say like oh I do DJ, and they be like oh that's super great, like I wanna play show, like there has no judgment more than Japan, so it's really comfortable to live.
Yeah, when I was younger too, and I said I want to go into the music industry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out. My family and friends like from Denmark would say like, "Are you sure?" Because it would just come from a place of like wanting my best success and like
Yeah.
not to struggle, you know.
Yeah.
But they definitely were like, "You need to think about things, da da da," and I was like, "Well, you get one life, and I want to try to figure it out, even if it's a challenge."
Yeah.
And it's been really nice because in recent years, there's been like a couple things to happen where they're like, okay, she's figuring it out. And like the conversation has changed from like worry into like, keep going, keep going. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's been really nice to experience that personally. And I hope that you've received the same from your community back home. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Your song Wayside.
Yeah.
That's been a big single from your album. What does that song mean to you, and what was the inspiration?
I originally finished the demo first, like the song first, and we were looking for the singer, and the Josie man, who also sing "Hush My Heart." She was able to create the lyrics, and I told her briefly like this song was like about a little bit sadness, but coming out from that, and she really killed it. So yeah, we just exchanged stem because she lives in London and I live in Austin. But it really worked out well.
It's amazing how much the internet opens opportunities for people to collaborate.
Yeah.
I think it's something so unique to like us living at this time, you know, because I feel like even before the pandemic, people were still like traveling a lot to get in the studio with each other. And then as Zoom like added more features where you can like even record long distance, that's so crazy to me still. Did you learn to produce or DJ first?
Produce.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you producing before you decided to DJ?
I think I was making music and I used to do like live set, more like launchpad and keyboard and stuff. But when I signed with Anjuna, my label, they are like really like DJ label. So they asked me to use CDJ, and that's the point I shifted to CDJ. So like maybe five years 5 years ago, 6 years. Yeah,
you've come a long way in a short time. Then, that's amazing. What's your favorite thing about DJing?
DJing feel like I can connect with people on the floor. Like I can share the moment, and I think it's beautiful that the show is only like 2 hours or like 2 hours like more or less, but each people have like own memories about the night, and they can remember anytime. They're the part of the time we spend together through the music stayed in the side of the head. So I think it's very beautiful job to do.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's like such an impactful art that I feel like is becoming more and more recognized as so, instead of like just party vibes.
Yeah.
That being said, how do you wish for somebody to walk away from one of your sets? Like, what do you hope for them to feel?
I want them to feel like we are not alone, because I was quite lonely in the childhood and find the music to connect with people. So I just want them to know that like I always have your back. Yeah,
it's lovely. In Japan, was it hard for you to find people to connect with through music with everything that you described? Or what was it like getting into the scene there?
Yeah, there were like local labels or more like small community. So I became friends with a couple people and then started show at some like small nightclub, and it became like monthly thing, and yeah, slowly like building up.
Cool. Very cool. So then my last question for you is, what do you have coming up that people can look forward to?
Since I'm able to make music with happiness, like I just wanna be vulnerable with people on the floor. So yeah, I hope this tour is gonna go well, and I have a couple demo coming up, so I hope I can release it and be more like step up a little bit.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Talking.